Welcome to the first episode of Jamman's Treasures. This is where I look at musical instruments and accessories that I personally find are a treasure. I'd like to show you one of my favorite guitars. This is a 1968 Fender Telecaster, all original. Well, not quite all original, and there's a story to that, which I'll get to in a little bit. So this Telecaster was given to me by my older brother. I've had it in my possession for, let's say, 30 plus years now. So the story goes that in the 1970s, my brother paid just a few $100s for this guitar in a little guitar shop in Chicoutimi, Quebec. My brother played this guitar for several years, and then he bought himself a Yamaha SG-1000 and really had no interest for this guitar. So he said, "Hey, little brother, would you like it?" Of course I said yes. I was in a rock band at the time, and I was thrilled to get an actual Fender guitar because I had some crappy Sears guitar. So this guitar was amazing. The only problem is when I plugged it into my amplifier, for the type of music we were playing back then, classic rock, at that time it probably would have been just called rock, the guitar would just howl. It was like a wall of feedback, and it was totally unusable. So this guitar was not very good for the stage. Every time I plugged it in, nothing but feedback. So it went in its case. I thought, I'll give it back to my brother. I have very little use for it. And the reason for all that feedback from this guitar is because the pickup in these 1968 Telecasters has this little ashtray cover that goes over top. So when you pull it off, the pickup is exposed. To play the type of music that you play, rock, you need to leave the pickup exposed so your hand can rest on the bridge, except that causes nothing but feedback. So this ashtray cover is designed to keep the feedback down by going over top. But you can't play, you can only strum rhythm, which is not that great. So that's when I had an idea. So to fix the feedback problem, I thought, hey, too easy. Let's just replace this here bridge pickup. Can't be that hard. What the heck? It's just a pickup. Only problem is I only had humbucker pickups. And as you can see, this is a single coil. So at that time, I thought, well, I'm just going to take a router and I'm going to make a big hole back here, and I can put a humbucker in. How hard could it be? So good idea, but poor execution. You see, I had two problems. One is that I didn't realize at that time that if I placed a humbucker in the bridge, well, I would probably need a new bridge. You can't just put a humbucker where the single coil is because it's all metal. Second problem was I was going to use a router to cut the hole, and the problem was I didn't know how to use a router. So I actually attempted it, and this is the result. Have a look. Yeah, so the Telecaster bears the scars of that really bad decision, but the pickguard covers it nicely and it plays fantastic. Maybe the hole makes it sound better, who knows. So eventually I replaced the pickup in the rear with a 1980s Seymour Duncan hot stack. The guitar sounds great. Love the tone that this pickup gives. The neck pickup is still original, 1968, and with the hot stack in the rear, it makes a nice combination. The Tele sounds amazing. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the Tele from the headstock all the way down to the body. Nice close-up view. So the headstock of a 1968 Fender Telecaster looks just like this. Notice the logo? A little bit different than you see the logos today. And if you look at the back of the headstock, it's got the 1960s F-tuners. They're still in pretty good condition. Also on the back of the headstock, you can see how the nitro finish has cracked over the years. The nut is a bone nut. It's a maple neck, very nice piece of maple. The truss rod is at the opposite end of the neck. The rosewood fretboard, very thin compared to today's Fender guitars. The inlays on the guitar back then were pearl inlays, and even the fret markers are pearl. The bolt-on neck, here's the serial number. I've taken the neck off to show you what a picture of the neck looks like, because in those days when they manufactured Fender Telecasters, they actually stamped the neck with the year and the month that the neck was made. The body is ash. The finish on this guitar, it's basically a clear coat finish. The pickguard used to be white. Of course, it's aging, so it's a little bit off color. It's a 3-ply pickguard. The bridge and saddles are always a telltale giveaway of either an old guitar or not an old guitar. If you look at the saddles on this guitar, you can see they're basically 3 bars of metal with grooves in them, which was a great idea back then, but also a terrible idea. The strings may fit into them, may slide out of them, they may not be separated equally. There's 2 controls, volume and tone, with a 3-way switch. On the side you can see the guitar jack, very basic compared to guitar jacks of today. The neck pickup is a 1968 Fender pickup that came with the guitar. The bridge pickup is the Seymour Duncan hot stack. And the guitar overall is about 7 pounds, just a little bit more than 7 pounds in weight. So there you have it, a beautiful 1968 Fender Telecaster. It's definitely a treasure to me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Rock on.